ready.
G'day guys, Snagged podcast episode 7 here, so pretty well much. Tom's still up in Darwin doing Tom things. Hooch has figured out that he's got a, look at that little thumbs up popping up. I'm already popping up with the features. Hooch has got he's had a software update and his computer's turned into basically a brick. So it's just going to be me and Dean. So it's just going to be me and Dean.
That's awesome. Awesome. Yes, welcome, guys. Episode 7. Super good, right? People love it. Dads are gone. It's just the boys. We're going to have a laugh. We're going to have a laugh. We're going to talk about some things that we can go back and forth. We're on. It's good. So, as you're saying, old mate's up in the Northern Territories, right? Big boy Thomas, the legend. He's up at Shady Camps in Darwin. He's been searching for a little bit of barramundi, spinning with the Shimano flash boost lures and trolling them. And I have to mention, he's not one to brag. The fish was 80 plus centimeters, my friend. Like, well done, Tommy, bringing it home for the boys and all the people down here at Snag Podcast. Good on you, man. Dundee Beach fished the reefs. Got smoked by some big fish on light gear. Landed some decent coral trout, tricky snapper, tusk fish. Just classic Tom being Tom doing his Tom things, you know? Like, so, you know, no props, the man can catch a fish. I'm chuffed about it.
Oh dear. So we got a few reports here and a bit of dribble we'll start with. Before we get into it, we'll do a bit of a dribble about what I did on the weekend. I went for a fish and got something pretty cool that's relatively new that we're going to have a little look into at the end of the podcast. So stay tuned for that. They're going to be coming out this Sunday. So if you watch to the end, you get a little sneak peek and what's going to come. But yeah, pretty well much my weekend. I was down Hobart. I was going to go chase some brim and trout and go have a look. And Saturday morning, woke up, walked outside, flat tire on the patrol. So I'm like, bugger. So anyway,
That's not a Saturday, baby. That's not it.
Oh dear.
But yeah, you went to fish around. You ended up going. Where'd you go?
I went to change the tyre and then I snapped one of my studs on my wheel. It just went straight downhill. Saturday ended up just being a pure day of trying to get a wheel back onto the patrol. And anyway, you're losing the plot here. Saturday night, had a couple of beers, and then woke up, and then I went to go fishing, and it was pretty windy. And so anyway, I launched at Austin's Ferry. I went across to the Jordan River, and it was fairly windy. What are you doing?
That's a good call. It's been heinously windy, brother.
And then got right to Jordan River. Just literally had the electric going, just cruising, and picked up a rod. And then I hit like a log with my electric and broke a shear pin. So shear pin pretty well much is the little pin that goes on your motor for your electric that spins. So once you break that little pin, it's like meant to break before it breaks your gearbox. So if you hit something, you got like a little metal bit to replace instead of like a expensive gearbox. And after just fanging across in the wind, broke that within about 5 minutes, like not even looking, just like tying a lure on and then bang. And that snapped. So then next, I had to drive back to the boat ramp to fix that. And then the wind cut up and I'm like, nah, that's enough. So I actually had a relatively quiet weekend on the fish, but yeah, we'll start to look into some of our reports that we got sent in on people that had a bit better of an effort than me on the weekend and a bit better an effort with Hooch and his brick of a laptop. But we'll start with you. You want to
Absolutely.
start us off,
Bring
Dean?
out. Absolutely. So Zeke Mason got a nice a nice brown trout in the Durham River, my word, taking on a black and gold T-tail. There's a good photo in there, and we'll be able to upload that one a little bit later on because you can't be more proud than a bloke who can catch a fish. Well done.
Yeah. Look, going further on, Tyler Monks, a fella I fish with over the last couple of weeks or so, he's been smacking them down in the Derwent. He got a very good brown trout, which I do believe in the post somewhere he said it was around that 5 pound mark, somewhere around that. I can't remember exactly. Don't quote me on that. But that was above the Bridgewater Bridge, and we've also got a couple of other fish that he's managing there as well. Yet again, another report on some good, solid fish coming out of the Derwent River. Tyler Monks with two nice looking brown trout that were caught on the same lure as our previous repost on a black and gold T-tail. Um, and yeah, in the photos looks like it's above black Bridgewater a bridge there. Yeah, he sent, sent me some sent me some videos, and yeah, the water looks a lot clearer than what it was when I fished it
And that's
a
due to
couple of weeks
lack of
back.
excessive rain, really, and
Yeah, yeah. So
clearer waters now.
that's the one thing. Like we have been hammered with, like the last 4 weekends have been basically no matter where you look, you're getting at least 30k wins. So that's leading to some like not as many reports as obviously opening weekend when it was nice and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then you've also got the fact that I don't know if I mentioned right at the front, but Hydro mentioned it in the last episode. Hydro closed all the boat ramps for 2 weekends ago, like all hydro boat ramps. That's pretty much just
Hmm.
any area that's owned by hydro. A pretty clear way to tell is if you go on like the hydro website to check the water levels of lakes, then it's a hydro lake.
One mention.
But
Yeah. I mean, the big signs.
yeah, just look for the big sign. But yeah, they said that they're all open now. So now that all the boat ramps are open, I don't think the wind is meant to be too bad on the weekend. And
Yes.
like your estuaries have had water flowing through them, like with the tides, so they're not just brown, and it's slowly just getting closer and closer to being good fishing. So yeah, but anyway, we'll continue on to that if you want to shoot through with that next report.
Yeah, good on Jordan Conley. Fished Brady's Lake in the Central Highlands and managed to get a rainbow trout. Well done, you champion. Oh, wait, hold on. On a Fishing Australia lure. Oh, mate, that's one of yours. You beauty. Even in snowing and cold weather. Look, okay, well, that's a double round of applause for you there, champion. Ain't nothing stopping you from fishing. Respect.
Yeah, you sent me a video and it looked like it was just snow everywhere. It looked pretty cold, so I just leave that to him and I'll just keep away from that. But anyway,
You just blood.
moving on. We got Arthur Whittock. He's been really good with the reports. He's dropped in heaps of reports to Tom, and we've been talking about how many fish that he always seems to manage to catch. But yeah, saw a little post on Facebook, and his words were absolutely amazing day on the Huon River today. Not only winning a comp, which I'm pretty sure was the like Southern Anglers comp. I'm pretty sure they had their competition on the Huon River for someone well, any trout, don't have to be sea runners. Um, but yeah, he picked up this very solid fish, well clearing 5 pounds, which you'll see the photos on the screen. Like really, really good conditioned fish, and on as it seems to be a consistent little run of what fish are eating on a Berkeley tea tail, although it looked like it was on sort of a pearly looking colour, not a black and gold, which is sort of a bit of a change up.
Yeah, good on you. You know, just broadening your horizons, pushing the envelopes with your palette of colours you can play across. I mean, good on you. Good on you. Then that will bring us to Riley. Is it AKA Jay Steele? Was it Riley and Jay Steele? I'm not too sure there. Anyway, that's rock and roll as it gets. Looks like Lake Plimsoll stockies are still ticking through as another nice one got caught here. Looks to be the same place where everyone else has been getting them. So, well, 1 and 1 makes 2. They're still there. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how those Lake Plimsoll fish do end up going throughout summer because like brook trout are a very cold water like species. Like they just like
Mm.
love cold water, and some days in the west coast when it gets up to like 30 degrees and no wind, nothing like that, it can be pretty tough on trout. So it'll be interesting to see like when those Lake Plimsoll fish start to seize up getting, caught, like whether they just go deep and try and survive in the coldest water they can find, especially when it starts to hit summer, or whether, they do like struggle to adapt and just end up unfortunately dying off, which happens in some situations. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, moving on, we got a little bit of a report here from the big old Will Thorpe. He said he went about things with a slight twist today, throwing stick baits on straight through 3 pound fluorocarbon. Me and Will have actually had a bit of a funny trip where we were up Bronte Lagoon. I can't remember where we fished before Bronte Lagoon, but it was me and Will on my boat and Zabi and Griffin on Zabi's boat. And Zabi and Griffin went out and they were fishing hard. They were keen to get onto a couple of fish. And I don't know what me and Will thought we're doing, but we just went all the way down and we just started like we saw fish start to rise. So we did what any normal trout angler would do and just picked up the weirdest top water lures we had in our tackle box and started to throw them. Like I was throwing like a bloody frog at one stage, like one of those bass style ones. And then
Yeah.
yeah, we just started doing weird stuff and sometimes it worked and we got a couple, but we had to sort of get a little bit more back to reality, not not the frog unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
frogging about. Hey, well, that's it. You got to experience a bit with these kind of fishing things, mate. Like, the more you do, the more you try, the more you got to know. And the next time you go fishing, you're just better prepared. So good on you for pushing the envelope again, mate. Nicely
yeah.
done.
But yeah, hit rate was phenomenal. Hookup rate, not so much. Found a handful of whoa, enthusiastic fish that stuck, including this chunk top day. And yeah, he showed us a very nice looking fish there. Just looked to be on like sort of a sinking stick bait style of lure, which I've fished them before. They can be really fun because they sort of like they fish really erratic because they don't have a bib, so they sort of just like sometimes they'll skip over there, then sometimes they'll skip over there. So they can be really fun to fish with, and I probably something I haven't used enough to be completely fair. But yeah, and that's pretty well much most of the freshwater side. We have like a little bit of stalk here. We've seen some pretty decent size salmon come in up the Franklin Rivulet. That was a photo there come up on Sunday. Looks just to be caught on bait. So, but that's the thing. It's sort of always a good shout that once that freshwater starts to disappear, usually around this time, you'll start to see your schooling fish sort of come in and like like your salmon and stuff like that. And they'll just start to come into all the systems and stuff like that. Like I've caught them, like I've seen big schools of salmon around the Tamar River and St Helens, sort of roughly around this time. But yeah, just working in the
Mm.
summer, that's only going to get better and better. Which, to be completely fair, we are already halfway through September. We've got what, October, November, and then we're basically there. So we are not too far away at all from just a solid chunk of nice warm weather where we can just pretty much crank into all things saltwater. I'm pretty keen for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to hear from you guys too as well. Like, obviously, the more stuff you send us, the more fun we're going to have with it too, you know? And like, I really want to get people out there fishing a bit more. Like, that's pretty groovy. It's pretty groovy. Like, so your favourite spot in winter versus your favourite spot in summer, what would it
Probably good question. If we're so winter, obviously your trout seasons are closed. Like
be?
you can't like there's a couple of spots that are open all year round, but one spot that I've done really well over sort of winter, more closer towards trout season, like probably just before August, whatever that month is, July. Scamander River, I've done pretty good up Scamander River, chasing brim and stuff like that, because they'll go up there to spawn around your winter sort of time periods. So they pretty well much just swim up river, and then they just find like a nice bit of structure in the water, whether that's just like a log or in the water or a nice rocky area or something where they can just get in there and do their business. Um, and yeah, it can be really good fun there. Just sort of just cruising up the banks and just like little plastics and stuff like that, just flicking it in
Yeah.
as hard as you can to the bank. And Brimble, like whenever they're, it's not often that they'll pick it up and run. Like they'll just literally to put like the tiniest little nick on your line, and that's when they've got it in their mouth. They've just so subtle when they're eating it.
Just super. All
And
right.
and and yeah, just it's like it's pretty fun when you're just literally there. You cast in, you're just watching your line sink, and then you just see it slightly move, and you're like, "Yep." You just know, like, you just know you've got a fish because that's just how they bite. So definitely that in winter, but summer's a hard one because, like, I suppose so many like there's so much more available in summer because you've got all of saltwater fishing
Mm.
is going really good. You've got like kingfish moving in. You've got like your trouts seem to slowly sort of die off, especially with your warmer weather. Like the trout systems will
Mm.
slowly slowly tinker away. But it's a good question. Like I do a lot over summer around St Helens, which is relatively close to Scamander. So that would be one that I do a bit of. I probably haven't knuckled that down just yet, but
Mm.
like I love like I've done a few trips in summer down like Triabunna Way, Shooting Island Way, and stuff like that, chasing
Yeah.
kingfish and salmon, and that's really really cool
Best
scenery.
for king.
What was that?
Where's your best place to go for a kingy? The old kingfish.
They seem to just literally appear here and there, that here. Like you'll see some of the hot spots that you'll see people often like get them. Usually like in your
Mm.
Derwent rivers, so down Hobart, you'll see them. Last year they really had a bit of a run in St Helens. Like they were just there
Yeah.
for they were there for a while and then they just sort of disappeared and then they sort of came back. But it's really weird. Like some years. they'll be right through the Tamar River, and then like they just won't be. It's sort of hard though because it depends on how many people fish for them. Because like I've got no
Yeah.
doubt that they go into the Tamar, but not many, like not as many people go to fish the Tamar for kingfish as they do in Hobart because you've got so many people going down Hobart. There's so many people that live down Hobart that it just gets fished for more and more and more and more, and they like you see one person catch it, then two other people go fishing for it, so it just escalates like that. Whereas in
Yeah.
Bonnie, the tail race, the Tamar, like it's sort of just hit and miss. Like you'll see one person catch one every now and then like you have a couple of people that'll go out, but they don't catch one, so it doesn't get that constant feed going of like fish
Yeah.
and fish and fish and fish, which really, really gets a spot pumping. But, but yeah, well, pretty much. The other thing we were going to dribble about, so I've been a busy boy today. Me and Tom have been working on something a little naughty for the Fish Australia range. So I don't know
There we go.
if you've been following the little Instagrams and all the social medias and stuff like that. You probably would have seen that there's been a little bit of little covering the lure in the mouth, trying to keep that away. But pretty much we have been working on trying to get a soft plastic paddle tail for your trout, your bream, stuff like that. So these are going to be going live on Sunday. So this is the first time that they have been mentioned on social media. I haven't even put anything on my social media yet. Tom just said, why not? Let's give the viewers something
That's
something
you.
that something no one else has seen. So yeah, the 22nd of September they are going to go live. So we've done them in five patterns. So we've got actual decent, nice packaging on them. They come in a nice tray. You
Mm.
get 8 in a packet. Might have just been able to see all the colours there. I just showed off the colour chart. It wasn't really smart. But yeah, so like I've got brim I've got Brim and Trevally down the east coast with these. Well, probably would have been. I've been fishing with them for about 1 to 2 months. God, 1 to 2 months, probably a
Yeah.
year. The last trip that I went down to St Helens, I was using them there, so we got some fish on them down there, and then with trout season opening up, like a couple of those fish that we got from Brady's Lake was on the old Australia soft plastic, and and yeah, that one nice one that I got out of Crescent as well. So they come in 5 colours. We got the 5 colour range. So they're a 75 millimeter soft plastic paddle tail. So
Nice.
what we got going on here is we got nice little thin body. I don't know how well it's going to
Mm.
pick up, but we got ourselves like a nice little thin body. So what that does is when you're slow rolling that plastic, that paddle tail just goes erratic, just left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. So
Yeah, I've
whether
done it.
you
Yeah.
whether you're just slow rolling it, that'll just shimmy left to right, left to right, left to right. And as well on the drop, when that drops, that'll just since it's got so much thin section, it'll just bounce back off and top itself. But yeah, and they've also got a nice little. Where am I going? They've got a nice little
There you are.
fin and eye design. So they're a nice little imitation of your soft plastic. So yeah, 5 colours. We got probably about 3 of them. What do we got? We got probably. Oh, well, I mean, all of them would catch trout, and
Mm.
all of them would catch brim. To be completely honest, I've trialed and tested all colours, and I have caught colours on all. So I suppose if you are half interested to look into that, pretty much Fishing Australia social media, so Instagram and Facebook, they're going to have something go live on the Sunday, the 22nd we just previously talked about. So yeah, so once you watch this video and you get off it, and then you have a little look on Instagram or something like that, you go, oh, coming soon from Fish Australia. Since you watched the end of the video, you know what it is. But yeah, I think that's gonna be about it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching to the end. Tom is back next week, and
Yeah.
hopefully Hooch has turned his brick
Oh, you
into
know,
a
brick of it.
yeah, he's
I ran into a
unbrickified.
full bleached toaster. Mate.
But yeah, no,
Oh,
we got
mate.
we got
Happens.
we got through. We had a bit of a yarn. We had a bit of a chat, and yeah, we showed off some new plastics. So yeah, thank you very much for watching to the end. Make sure to get
Right
over
on, man.
to snagged.com.au, www.snagged.com.au. Get yourself a membership to get into the draw to win whatever we are giving away this week. But yeah, it's gonna be us.
That's a
I've got
wrap. Oh,
no
come
pressure.
off.
Oh, we're good. How good.
We go, all right.
Righto.
Yeah, right.
We'll see you later.